an Iraq War and Vietnam veteran, John Puzzo.
I couldn't bring my guns here today, so I brought my dog. I'd like to thank Joe Markley. Is Joe still here? For pointing out etched in stone here, General Israel Putnam being alerted while he was plowing the fields that his services to his country were needed once again. General Israel Putnam was one of the original Rogers Rangers. In the company that he formed, he chose Nathan Hale as one of his Rangers, and Nathan Hale, of course, we know the story, was captured on a recon mission against British forces, was captured and hung, but not before he said those immortal words, "I regret that I have but one life to give for my country." I am a Vietnam War veteran. I served in 5 combat units in Vietnam, among them the United States Army Rangers. So any story about an Army Ranger, like I'm very familiar with the history of General Putnam, and Captain Nathan Hale is very dear to my heart. And I will tell you that one day on a Ranger mission deep in the Central Highlands, I was sitting down at the base of a tree, and I happened to look down at my M16, which was manufactured at Colt's here in Hartford. I had a Colt 45 that was also manufactured in Colt's here in Hartford. And I had a machete made by the Collins Company in Collinsville, Connecticut. And I knew that even though I was 10,000 miles away as a 20-year-old U.S. Army Ranger, that the skill and the well wishes of all the people of Connecticut were with me and the things that I could carry, and that meant so much to me. 150 years before the American Revolution, the Fundamental Orders of Connecticut, that's the Fundamental Orders of Connecticut, were established here. They created the very first system of self-governance, governed by the consent of the people. And that was 150 years before the Connecticut Revolution, the American Revolution. I am sorry to see the kinds of people that we have serving in government today at the state, local, and federal level. I've lived in 17 countries. Yes, I've been to Vietnam. I've also got 3 tours of duty in Iraq, serving between the years of 2004 and 2007. Don't thank me. I've got as much of a stake in it as all of you. But I want you to know that having lived in so many different parts of the world and in nearly every state in the United States, Connecticut is a very unfriendly state for gun owners. We need to change that. I'm proud to have served my nation and my state, but like I said, I've got a stake in it too. And if we lose it here, it goes out forever. I don't want to see that happen. I think most of the legislators that were here today, that are people that are running for office, I think many of them have already left, which is too bad because you're still here. I can't tell you how much I am in fear for this country. But listen, it begins with people like you, and there is a movement, coast to coast, border to border, where this country is finally on fire. They're awake. We've seen it before, 17 years ago when the place called Ruby Ridge, Idaho took place, in Waco, Texas. We saw the power of what the federal government could do when they used the U.S. military against American citizens. It was appalling. I hope I never see it again. We can change this country with the ballot. I hope we don't have to resort ever to bullets. Fight for your rights everywhere you can and in any way you can, because this isn't just your country. When our founding fathers created and wrote the Declaration of Independence, there was a word that they used in the middle of a sentence that seemed out of place because it was capitalized. And that word was posterity. They recognized that they were building something not only for themselves, but for their posterity, meaning future generations of Americans. We're only here temporarily. We've got to pass something on to our kids. And that's got to be our rights. Thank you very much.